So in this shot at the beginning of the video, you see a canted angle of all the bikers, which can be used to show the names of the bikers or the disciples' names. So, for example, we have Thomas and Philip. This contrasts with typical religious image, as the disciples weren't bikers. It's a juxtaposition of like the innocence of the disciples with the grubby grittiness of the bikers. And in the next screenshot, we see Lady Gaga representing Mary Magdalene. So her purple costume can be used to show religious connotations. So purple is a typically religious connotation. It signifies Lent, the crucifixion of Jesus. It is generally a very religious colour associated with Jesus and Christianity. The colour purple also signifies pain and suffering, which can link to crucifixion. So moving on to the next screenshot, we have the sign Electro Chapel, which has religious connotations, it being with a chapel, but it also contrasts with religion. So it's electro, it's new, it's modern, and you could say that the red in the neon sign can signify danger, passion, anger, which is one of the main themes with this song, with Judas. At the bottom of the screenshot, you can see all these nails that can illustrate the crown of thorns that Jesus wore when he was crucified. So that also has deep religious connotations. As I say, there are a lot of images within this video that signify religion, as this song is about Judas. On to the next screenshot, you can see that a long shot has been used to show Lady Gaga and the dancers, but it also shows the setting of the video. So you're in a bar, or the Electric Chapel, which is the name of the bar in this case. It contrasts with typical religious imagery because you expect humbleness, but in fact in this video the bar is grubby, it's shabby, and it's a lot darker than you would assume religion to be. As well as this, there's a lot of black in this shot, which contrasts with the purity of white, the innocence of white. Moving on to the next screenshot, you have a medium shot of Jesus in this video. So you have the crown of thorns, religious connotations, and what's typically associated with Jesus. As well as this, you have the necklace, which if you look closely enough, you see is made up of lots of little crosses, which also adds religious connotation. Contrasting with that, Jesus is wearing a leather jacket, so it's not conforming with stereotypes, it's not illustrating how Jesus is viewed by the people, it's breaking those stereotypes. On to the next shot, you can see that an aerial shot has been used, a long shot of Lady Gaga dancing. So the long shot allows the audience to see Lady Gaga's prowess in dancing, they're supposed to be impressed by it. But also in the background where I've circled, you can see that set pieces of the colour red have been selected throughout the video, which could illustrate a dangerous undertone, a passionate undertone that follows all the way through the video, which could illustrate Gaga or Mary Magdalene's indecision about Jesus and Judas. As well as this, at other places in the video, Lady Gaga is wearing red lipstick, red costume, which also represents the danger and the passion. So later on in another screenshot, I've chosen Lady Gaga's wearing a cape when she's deciding between Jesus and Judas, illustrating the danger in her decisions. The cape is always on the side that faces Judas, illustrating how he is seen as angry, as dangerous. Moving on to the next screenshot. This is a close-up of Lady Gaga. So in the video, a cutaway has been used to show the artist, show Lady Gaga, so the audience can identify her and recognise her within the video. And so it also shows the artist's own input, their own effort put into the video, as well as a device so that the audience can know who this song is by, and be able to go buy it themselves when and if they like the track. As well as this, in the background of this image, you can see the slight red to illustrate the underlying danger, as well as the red tinted lips, also showing passion and danger. Moving on to our next screenshot is Lady Gaga has chosen to recreate an iconic image of Madonna of the Rocks. It's a very famous image. So it's again identifying with religion, with the water representing purification, innocence. The long shot's been used so we can see her and see the waves crashing over her. So again, it's showing purification and just representing the iconic image so people can recognize it. They can associate with it. It's relating to something well known. Also, it's conforming to religious imagery. So further on in the next screenshot, you can see a 3-shot of Jesus, Lady Gaga or Magdalene, and Judas. This 3-shot can illustrate her choice between Jesus and Judas. It shows us who's who in the video, who's Jesus, who's Judas, and who's Mary Magdalene. It also illustrates her indecision, and the setting, it's very ancient looking, it's very old looking, to lay down a setting for where this could have taken place. So linking back to Jesus's era, in contrast with the bar, which is a more modern image. Moving on to the next screenshot, we have a shot of Jesus in the foreground, as I mentioned earlier. Lady Gaga or Mary with her red cape facing Judas. So this shows that she's in between them. She can't decide between them. So this shot is really illustrating how the red cape represents danger, anger, passion. What's unusual about this video is that she's holding a gun, which contrasts with religious imagery, because Jesus was humble, he wasn't accusatory, and it's also allowing the audience to see each of the characters' emotions, to see Gaga's frustration, to see Jesus's resignation, and just to see Judas looking at Gaga and sort of accusing her. Further on, we have this high-angled shot, so you can see very clearly the cross on her ring on her finger. You can see the red cape, and it allows the audience to see Gaga or the character's emotion. So the high-angled shot has been used to show her inferiority, her sort of her respect for Jesus, her love for him, which contrasts with her indecision in the video, but it all can also show her devotion and the struggle she's making in this decision. Further on is a screenshot of towards the end of the video. So Gaga is wearing a white dress, which suggests innocence, purity, cleanliness, and then as you can see the set pieces around her of the stones, you can see that she's been stoned, she's been punished. It's a associated religious punishment, stoning. The high angled shot in this, it makes Gaga look inferior and weak after she has been stoned, showing her weakness, and it contrasts with the rest of the video where she's the central character. She's seen as quite strong apart from her indecision, so the main focus is on her, and in the dance sequences she looks very strong, she looks very confident. And the last screenshot here is a close-up of Lady Gaga. So the close-up at the end of the video allows the audience to see her emotion. So you see the tear rolling down her cheek, her emotion, so that the audience can sympathise with Lady Gaga and what the video is about and what the character has been through. And this is it. This is the Judas analysis by Alice Hare.